you earlier where the keys are. And what did you say? I don't have any keys. Okay, so where are your keys?
Okay, no more nice guy. Where's the keys?
On June 1st, 2023, officers in California were called to a major department store to investigate a theft in progress involving high-end fragrances, clothing, and other merchandise. A woman had allegedly concealed over $972 in items, working with two companions who transferred goods to a vehicle and departed before officers arrived. When police responded, security footage and loss prevention witnesses confirmed the theft. What followed was a textbook retail theft arrest that raises important questions about merchants' privilege, felony thresholds for grand theft, and the proper administration of Miranda warnings.
Good, how are you?
Good.
What's happening?
Look at you again.
What's up? So?
She stole.
No.
That's it.
That why we're here?
Yeah, done.
Say less. All right.
Matching outfit. But there's a thing though. So she has some stuff.
From other stores.
No. So she took some stuff from us. She left, dropped it off in the car, came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
How much are you looking at?
972.
Girl, 972.
Oh, there's a picture.
I just
Oh.
don't know if I made a police report on it.
What happened?
Say less. I'm gonna go read her and I'll figure out.
She conceals the slippers and the white pants inside the fitting room. I was there because when she came out, the merchandise was gone, but she wasn't feel sure about it, so I was like, okay, let's just let her be. That's what she concealed inside the fitting room.
She's just putting it in her bag.
Yeah, she put it all in the pink bag.
The red one?
Yeah.
Did she buy something too?
Yeah, so she paid for a couple of things and then
With the merchandise.
check. And she takes that one, puts it in the bag.
She paid for stuff and starts walking around the store. And
Yeah, she only paid for one shirt. That's it. And then she has it, and then she conceals it.
Question. Have you ever had her arrested before? No? First time? When you say repeat offender, I'm thinking like,
That's what I said, repeat offender.
oh my gosh. This Macy's is going to be the death of me.
That's fine.
1214 JV US.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's great. It's great.
And what's her name?
She did some dumb shit and took his stuff.
Okay. So I'm going to talk to you because I'm the one who's going to take this. So I have to read this to you before we talk, okay? So you have the right to remain silent, do you understand? Let's say yes or no.
Yes.
Anything that you say may be used against your court, do you understand?
Yes.
Alright, you have the right to talk to a lawyer before and during questioning, do you understand?
Yes.
Alright, if you cannot afford a lawyer and want one will be provided for you before questioning without charge, do you understand?
Yes.
Alright, has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me?
No.
Okay, so what happened?
Just in the end, take away the perfume, which I love perfume. Stupid decision. Only.
Why?
Not that you love Carol. I know this smell nice. Sometimes I buy because I have Macy's card. Sometimes I buy and sometimes I take them.
Okay, so you've done this before?
Yeah, in this store.
Yeah. And you
That's
just...
what, yeah, just sometimes I just buy and take them and spread them on me. Sometimes I eat them. But I buy too because I have a job at Macy's card.
Do you guys want her trespass? Yeah. You guys have form?
Yeah.
How did you get here? You got dropped off.
Do you have keys?
Mm-hmm.
Do you care if I look?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay.
What kind of car is it?
Alright, so here's the deal. They have
Emergency, Northville, emergency.
they have you on video surveillance putting other children's clothes into the car.
They
No?
left, yeah.
They left? Okay. Whose car is that?
That was my friend.
That was your auntie's car? Okay.
That was my friend too.
So what happened with all these other things that you took? The shirts, some pants.
Oh, they left with it.
They already took that with them? Can they come bring it back?
Otherwise, what's going to happen is they're going to be accessories after the fact.
No, I got that. No, I paid for that.
Okay, and what about all these other things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can they bring that stuff back? Can you tell them to come bring it back?
You have to bring it back?
Yes. Did you buy it? No.
Otherwise, they're gonna catch felony charges. You don't want that.
Really making this harder and harder on yourself.
We asked you earlier where the keys are. And what did you say? I don't have any keys. Okay, so where are your keys?
I'm nervous.
Okay, no more nice guy. Where's the keys? They're in your
You have them on you. No shit.
Nice. You just lost all the trust. Good job.
I was nervous.
Give me the keys.
Fucked up.
You're
I'm
nervous.
nervous.
Give me the keys.
You're like a pro at this. You've done this like 5 times.
I'm
Stand up.
nervous.
Stand up.
I'm
Turn around.
nervous.
Turn around.
Sorry, I was just
Turn
nervous.
around.
I was just nervous.
You're good. You lost it.
I was just nervous, sweetie. I was just
They're in the back seat behind the driver's seat, right?
Yeah.
Bet.
I was just nervous.
Put your hand facing in.
I was just nervous.
That's fine.
Nope. No more subtle. We were cool. We were nice. I
Sit
tried to
down.
be cordial. You lost it. Good for a second.
Can you hit my back?
Which way did
Can I
you go
what?
out?
Right? He knows where it is. Let's go.
The key gonna drop it, please. Thanks. Get the car. How am I gonna put all the keys so long? So where's the bank key?
He's putting your big purse in there, so.
Oh, then I'm gonna bring it back.
Yep, I'm just going to bring
Yep,
it right
come on,
back.
have the keys.
You're no kidding.
Here, widen your stance.
Eh?
Widen your stance.
Oh,
Do you have anything else on you?
no.
Alright, if you do and you go into jail, you're just gonna get in trouble and it's gonna be another charge. Okay? Nope.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, unless you want another charge, you know, for urinating.
Drop that paper towel out of your hand.
Oh,
Drop
I
it.
want it so long.
Go ahead.
Listen, the quicker you get in, the quicker we leave. I'm gonna go to jail so you can pee.
I don't want to sit down. Come on, Mom, man. I've been asking them.
Okay.
Because I'll take water.
Keys. There's a signal for there. Alright.
I'm saying,
You can call her when you get to the jail.
so why did you tell her no, so don't stay overnight? She have a key.
You can call her when you get to the jail.
So you tell your daddy number now?
You can grab it when you get to the jail.
They're going to pull the ankle?
Huh?
They're going to pull the ankle for her?
You can make a call once you get to the jail, yes. Well, once you get processed. That goes 16, 10, 15, 10, 12 for the one BRC.
Daddy number for me on my phone.
You can get it when you get after they book you in.
Please.
Yep.
I'm saying they won't tow away my car.
We're not gonna tow it. If the mall wants to, they can. But
That's what I'm saying. Can you just, so she come grab it now?
once we get to the jail, and once you get booked in, you can call.
But it's not going to be too late.
I don't know.
Huh?
I do not know.
You can't just do me that favor, please.
Nope. You lied to us.
Huh?
You lied to us.
I I know, and I tell you, I was nervous. I'm sorry.
Okay, well.
I was nervous, and that's the honest to God truth.
Okay, even if you were nervous, you still lied to us. When you're nervous, that doesn't mean you lie.
That is true, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
I appreciate. I'm sorry. I just wanted so they could come get him.
Like I said, once we get to the jail, once you get booked in, they will let you make a phone call.
You can get a number for me, please.
Well, see, I'll tell you what. If we get to the jail and you do not pee in my car.
I'm not, but yeah.
Okay, once we get to the jail, and then after we let you use the bathroom, I will call her while we are in there, so she can pick up the car.
It's gonna be so late.
It's not gonna be late. The jail is like less than 10 minutes away.
Department store security operates under what is known as the merchant's privilege, a common law authority permitting reasonable detention of suspected shoplifters based on probable cause. Under the California Supreme Court decision in People v. Ray, private security personnel are not state actors, meaning statements made to them do not require Miranda warnings. The reported total of $972 is legally critical. Under California Penal Code Section 487, subsection A, grand theft requires property value exceeding $950. Anything at or below that figure is petty theft, a misdemeanor under Proposition 47. At $972, this case exceeds the felony threshold by only $22. A successful challenge to the valuation of even a single item could have reduced it from a felony wobbler to a straight misdemeanor. Loss prevention describes a classic pattern: concealment inside the fitting room, items placed in a personal bag, and multiple trips to transfer merchandise to an outside vehicle. Under Penal Code Section 487, subsection E, prosecutors may aggregate the value of multiple related thefts motivated by one plan to reach the felony threshold. Before any questioning, the officer delivers a complete Miranda advisement. The Supreme Court in Miranda v. Arizona established that before custodial interrogation, suspects must be advised of the right to silence, that statements may be used against them, the right to counsel, and the right to appointed counsel if they cannot afford one. Under California v. Prysock, the exact language is not required. Rights must simply be adequately conveyed. The officer covers all 4 core warnings plus a voluntariness inquiry about threats or promises. This advisement is legally sound. The subject then makes multiple admissions against interest, confessing not only to this theft, but to a pattern of prior thefts. Under Berghuis v. Thompkins, these post-Miranda voluntary statements are fully admissible because she did not expressly invoke her right to silence. The officer then reveals video surveillance of the companions loading merchandise into a vehicle. Under California Penal Code Section 32, any person who, after a felony has been committed, conceals or aids the principal in escaping punishment may be charged as an accessory after the fact. When the subject lies about the location of her keys, the officer's tone shifts from cordial to firm, but notably remains verbal throughout. There is no physical escalation, no weapons drawn, no raised voice. This is precisely how de-escalation training recommends handling cooperative but untruthful subjects. The arrest is procedural and nonviolent. The officer conducts a search incident to arrest, a well-established exception to the Fourth Amendment warrant requirement under United States v. Robinson, and warns that any concealed contraband brought into the jail would result in additional charges. According to available reporting, the subject was charged with felony grand theft and sentenced to 2 years of probation with no jail time, a disposition consistent with first-time, non-violent retail theft at a value just above the felony threshold. So what are the key takeaways from this incident? First, the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent has no value unless it is expressly invoked. Simply saying yes to Miranda warnings and then continuing to talk waives the protection entirely. In any custodial interrogation, the legally protective response is clear. I am invoking my right to remain silent, and I want a lawyer. And then stop talking. Second, lying to police rarely helps and almost always hurts. False statements do not constitute a criminal offense in most California contexts, but they destroy credibility, eliminate any cooperation benefit at sentencing, and shift the officer's approach from cordial to adversarial. Truthful silence is always stronger than a convenient lie. Third, the $950 felony threshold is not an arbitrary number. It defines the entire trajectory of a case. The difference between a petty theft misdemeanor and a felony grand theft can come down to a single item's retail price. This is why accurate valuation documentation is critical for both prosecution and defense. Finally, physical compliance matters. The subject's decision to remain non-resistant, despite her verbal missteps, prevented additional charges for resisting arrest or obstruction and likely contributed to the lenient probation-only sentence. Constitutional rights are defended in the courtroom, not on the sidewalk. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching.